think could be done to increase the access to social rights, especially for marginalized youth?
I think for marginalized youth it is very important that they have a chance in life, that they have a chance for success in both their jobs and their private lives. In my opinion, education is crucial for this, so it would be good for them to have a broad spectrum of education, a kind of education that really leads them to something that they can find a good job in and find a good way of living, and this to me is the best way to help every youth forward.
Why do you think NGOs, especially in the frame of international cooperation, can create opportunities for marginalized youth?
I think NGOs have a specific task. Many youngsters, especially marginalized youth, have trouble with formal education, with formal institutions, and NGOs can reach them in a different way. It's not much force, it's not a formal context, so the people from NGOs stand closer to the youth. They will not punish him by doing something wrong, they can only help him forward, helping to do something with his life to improve the conditions of his life.
Do you think Europe is going in the right direction addressing this topic?
I think Europe, as in the European Union, is doing some very good things in this topic. They are emphasizing the need for youngsters to learn, to keep learning in many ways. On the other hand, the economic situation of the last years is not really hopeful, and some of the developments that the future will probably bring is the robotization of our economy. The more robots there will be, the most vulnerable places in the job market are of those of youngsters who cannot learn that much, who have jobs that are quite basic, and these youngsters are already quite vulnerable, and we must really, as the European Union, do something to protect these kind of youngsters and these kind of social groups in the future.
What do you think are the challenges you face when addressing social rights and inclusion in your community?
In our community, it can be quite challenging to reach different ethical backgrounds, because this is a very high and difficult issue in the Netherlands for quite some years already. Furthermore, because of the way our social insurances were formed, last decade, many youngsters who had something different came into some kind of social benefits, which is not there anymore, and it's really difficult to keep up with these kind of changes and to still look forward in a positive way.
Do you think that being active in a youth organization can be an opportunity to include marginalized youth in society?
I think for marginalized youth, non-formal or NGOs in any ways can be a good tool to bring them closer to society. It is not a formal kind of institution, so it's less difficult to start. They're easy to approach, and being in this kind of group already gives you some confidence. It gives you social skills, and your network is broadening. There are many benefits of cooperating with NGOs for both for all kind of youth and all kind of people.
Do you think your community is an inclusive one? What can be done differently to make it more inclusive?
Our community is used to try to get people into the society, but because of the economic crisis of the last years, these kind of things are getting less, and people from the community themselves should participate more, which is what our Prime Minister has emphasized. And we should all together try to help these kind of people, not just institutions, not just formal people, just everyone should help each other.
Send a message to the world about inclusion of young people with fewer opportunities.
Just being part of something special makes you special, and it goes for everyone.
Thank you.